Everybody, welcome back to the Series Minute. I'm Sean. I'm here again with Alex Eni, our lead developer on Ceres Edition. Today, we're going to look at customers and carriers. Without further ado, here's Alex.
All right, thank you, Sean. So we're going to go over customers. Let's go into the customers, which are right under tickets. And this should look very familiar if you have been keeping up with the series minute. So let's pretend we don't have any customers. Let's create a new one. In here, you can see all the basic fields. We can add in the description, which will show in the main grid. Let's just go ahead and put in Alex Farms. You can put in a first name, last name. Member company is probably not relevant to most of you, but it is selectable on here for reporting purposes. You can put address, city, state, zip. Location is also more for reporting purposes. You can select from any of your locations you've defined inside of Ceres. So let's go ahead and set it to VSI. And then you can also assign an email address to the customer. And save that off. Now we now have Alex Farms. It is created. Now if we go into Alex Farms, it loads in all the information we created. And if we go to edit projects, this is where you would define your crop fields. We have genericized the term for fields because a crop field does not necessarily have to be a field. It can be anywhere that you can produce grain or produce product. So it could be a plant, it could be a field, it could be anything. So let's go into edit projects. And this will take you to a list of all the projects for the customer we just created. So as we just created it, there are no projects. So let's go create a new one. So now we have our project creation screen. So now you can name this. We're going to call this Alex's Field. And then you can define what commodity is going to come off of this field. Let's go ahead and go with yellow corn. You can define a size, which is for reporting, and a grower, which is also for reporting purposes. The most important part of projects are the customer splits. These are your automatic splits that in GrainTrack you would have called not member companies, groups. So here's where you can predefine your splits. So any ticket that has this project assigned to it will have these splits. So let's just define a quick one. So let's do Alex Farms. They're going to get 75% of everything that comes off this field. Now it lets you know it has to be equal to 100% for it to be usable on a ticket. It's not going to stop you from saving it, but it will just not, the splits will not function as intended unless you finish it out. So let's go ahead and add VSI. VSI gets the remaining 25%. And we save that off. We have now created Alex's field. Now, if we were to go into tickets, and let's go ahead and create a new ticket. Commodity yellow corn, customer, Alex Farms. Now that project is available to be selected. So now let's select that. Let's put in some weights. And test weight. Save the ticket. Okay, my moisture is out of bounds. All right, it is inserted the ticket. Now let's go ahead and apply. As you can see, it has created two splits automatically based on the splits defined on the project. 75 to Alex, 25 to VSI. You can assign different discount schedules to each, and you can even apply them to different application types. They can go to storage, they can go nowhere, they can go to spot. So that is basically everything as for customer creation. And I also during this, because that was a little bite-sized snippet, we're going to go over carriers real quick. Carriers looks very much the same as customers did. So let's go ahead and create a new carrier. Inside a carrier, you can do the same thing. You can name it whatever you want. Alex Trucking. External ID, that's if it came in from another system, and then you're going to see those on most of our field, or most of our records will have an external ID field. You can also define an address, what type of carrier it is, truck, rail, barge, vessel, city, state, zip, once again. And in here you can specify vehicles. So let's go ahead and add in red truck. number of axles, license plate number. If they have an RFID card, you can enter the card number here if you want to. Currently, we are not working with RFID, but that is in the future. It is a future feature. When that card expires, the truck tear, and then the maximum gross weight of the truck. And then for driver, the only thing we add for drivers are a name. So you can name it whatever you want. So now I've added this driver. Let's go ahead and hit save. Now Alex Trucking exists with all of the information that I saved. If we go to edit, any of this information can be edited in real time. So if you were to change this to, let's say blue truck, got a paint job, it automatically knows blue truck. It doesn't need to, we don't need to hit save. We don't need to hit confirm. It just knows. So if we reload this page, it knows blue truck. And that is how you maintain customers and carriers.
All right. Well, appreciate it, Alex, as always. And no, everything's looking good. And yeah, I'm really excited about the RFID um, components there coming on the horizon. So, anyways, thanks again, Alex. And make sure you join us next time for the next Series Minute. Thanks.